Team Now Bro fam, what's going on, everybody? Uh, we had some technical difficulties Monday, so we hope we got all that fixed. I'm don't have my usual headphones with me, so please bear with me on the sound. If you do have any issues, you need to hear anything with the sound, please drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know so I can get that adjusted. Anyway, so yeah, I watched it back on Monday, and I was talking about my cruise and are they worth it? And it was just terrible. You couldn't hear the sound, so I want to apologize to everybody first and foremost for watching the show. Thank you for tuning into the show because the sound was not great. The sound wasn't great, so um, had to get that technical difficulty fixed. But yeah, we are back in here, and we're going to do it all over again because I realized nobody heard nothing. Nobody heard anything, and my internet was a little spotty. So yes, we're back into it. Once again, thank you all for hanging in there and bearing with me on Monday because it was atrocious. But we're back at it. We're gonna get it. I went on my first cruise. One of my first cruise last weekend. Now I realized I never went on a cruise before. It wasn't my thing. I'm like, I'm not doing this cruise thing. Hey, real quick before we get into it, before I dive in, somebody right now in the chat, if you're watching live, let me know how the sound is because I cannot hear what you guys are hearing on YouTube. So let me know how the sound is. Somebody drop in and let me know what's going on. I would very much appreciate that before I get all into the show. Um, Took my first cruise this past weekend. Never did it. Went for a wedding. Shout out to the wedding party. Beautiful wedding. Great. It was in Nassau, Bahamas. Never been to Nassau before. Never been to the Bahamas. And I'm from Florida. You would think I've been a few times. I have not. So that was great. And had a wonderful time. But man, them cruises are not cheap. And I didn't know there's differences between the cruise company. Thank you. Thank you, YouTube user. I appreciate that. It sounds good. Thank you. Yes. All right. So now we can really get going. I'm over here tiptoeing, trying to. Does this sound good? So now we can really get into it. Cool. So yeah, I went on a cruise. I went on Royal Caribbean. Now I didn't know there's a difference between the cruise lines. Now, if you cruised before, if you've been on a cruise before, drop a comment. Let me know because you'll understand what I'm talking about. There's Carnival Cruise Line. There's Royal Caribbean, and there's Norwegian. Big ass difference between the two. Big difference between the three. Excuse me. Big difference between three companies. Carnival Cruise Line is the party company. Royal Caribbean, a little more luxurious kind of party, kind of, leisure. Got a little older people. Then you got Norwegian, super expensive. I don't know anybody who's traveled with them because they cost a lot of money. One thing I noted about cruise, I talked to my cousin. He cruises a lot of time. Is who you go with. Just like anything in life, you can go to a concert and it'd be boring because you don't go with people who are fun. I was talking shit about cruises, but I said, you know what? It all depends on who you go with. You got to go with some fun people who want to do some fun stuff. And I'm like, I was watching these people on YouTube. I said, oh, I went for a wedding. I didn't go for the party. I didn't go for the turn up. So it makes a difference. But anyway, we're gonna get into it. What I didn't do the other day was we didn't go to Royal Caribbean see how much these damn things cost. So let's go look at how much these cruises cost because somebody might be thinking about it's vacation season. You might be thinking, I want to take a cruise this summer. So how you gonna do that? What you're gonna do to make it happen? Let's take a look at it real quick. So this is Royal Caribbean's website, and these are the deals. Now I'm not going to go into all the dates and all that. So I'm just going to show you how they get you in there. You get up to $600 board onboard credit. That don't mean nothing. That means something totally different. What you think? So look at what we got. Caribbean cruises starting from 479. European cruising, all this good stuff. Let's go to Caribbean cruises. Shop right now. Now, you tell me, do you see a deal? You tell me, do you see any deals right here? Because I'm looking for them. I'm trying to see if I find a deal. Western Caribbean Perfect Day. I went to this spot, Perfect Day. I went by there. It's nice. They charging you for everything. $1,806 per person for 7 nights on the boat. What we got a 7 day Eastern Caribbean cruise, $619 per person. That's a big difference in price, is it not? Eastern Caribbean 7 nights, $2,224. And we got Icon of the Seas. That's one of the bigger boats. 17 $75. And what was this? Independence of the Seas. Where's the boat I went on? I want to see the one I went on. Where is the one I went on? Icon of the Seas. Icon of the Seas. The one I went on is not there. I went on the Allure of the Seas. But Independence of the Seas 674 and Independence of the Seas 1169. So these are base prices. Now you don't even know how much the taxes are. The taxes is gonna run you through the roof. Taxes are high as hell, and yeah, you only get to go to these places for like a couple hours. So I didn't know none of this. I was new to cruising. But man, look how much some of these cruises cost. And that's not even with the taxes, y'all. Taxes get crazy. Let's look at the date. I want to book a whole one. 479, 2025, 679. Let's look and see how much this thing costs. $679. Continue. I just want to get to the tax part. I just want you to see how much it costs to go on one of these damn things with the taxes. Here's the onboard credit. Oops. Estimated cost for 2 nights. Damn, it went away. It went away. Let's go look at it again. 1,800. August 225. This is another cruise. This is $2,300 for 7 nights from August 31st through the 7th. Let's look. I want to see how much the taxes are. Continue. Add to watch list. Oh, I thought you had a wait list. I know the new boat, you got to wait. Something went wrong. So it's not working right now. All good. But man, the taxes, when you get to the taxes, when I looked at my bill and see how much the taxes were half the price of the damn ship, of the cruise. So I'm like, I don't really know if this is a good idea. I don't know if this is something I really want to do. You only been on Carnival. Carnival, let me tell you something big difference between Carnival and Royal Caribbean. Carnival has free food. Carnival has free food all through the boat. You can get, I guess they have a burger spot. You can eat at Carnival and you get room service. That's free. It's all included. Royal Caribbean is not. They only got a spot. They got a buffet called the Windjammer, and then they got something called the main dining area. Those are only 2 places you get to eat on the boat. Everything else you got to pay for. They got all these specialty restaurants, and they're $50 per person. And that's not including the gratuity, because the gratuity is separate at the restaurants. So they're already going to charge you $18 a day. You got to pay $18 a day gratuity to ride the boat. They don't tell you that. So you're thinking, oh, I got on the boat. Great. I've got my drink package. We'll talk about that in a second. You got your drink package. You don't probably get the food and beverage, the food package. You can just go ahead and, that food's included. You get that. But then they don't tell you every time you go eat or get a drink, that's for gratuity. And they're going to charge you the $18 a day. You have no choice, but you got to pay it. So what does that mean? You got to put your card on file. I don't care what you want to do. I don't care if you think you got everything paid for up front. You got to put a credit card on file. So what does that mean? They're just going to charge you when you want to. You got to go in the app and look and see what's going on. They're not going to like email you or ping you and tell you what the hell is going on. Now you got to go to the app. Or when you get back to your room, they always, yes, hit the like button. Please hit the like button. If you like what's going on, hit that like button. Please hit the like button. They don't tell you, when you're in an app, they tell you what's going on. But if you forget, they have all your bills and everything at your door. So every time you return to your room, they're going to have an itemized list of what you need. What you've done and what you need to pay for. They're not going to let you slide. Royal Caribbean, you have to settle your bill every day, and you can only go $300. Anything over $300, you got to pay. So your bill is not going to get over $300. If you do, they're going to charge your card automatically. These people ain't playing with you. They're going to get their money. Listen, I travel all the time. I've been a lot of places, been South America, Europe, Asia. Listen, ain't nobody making me pay like that. I pay for what I want to pay. The cruise makes you pay for what they want you to pay for. You got a lot of people on there with kids. You got all these kids running around. I went to breakfast one morning with nowhere to sit. No, everybody's in the buffet. Because like I said, if you don't want to go to the buffet or go to the main diner area, you got to pay to go sit to these restaurants. And it's $50 a person. Who wants to pay that? It's a lot of money. So when you go to the buffet, packed. I'm trying to get an omelet. I can't get an omelet because the lady's there with her 3 damn kids. Kids don't eat omelets. Kids eat cereal. Go take them over there and get some damn cereal. You don't need no omelets. So the line's long. Then you go try to get to all the stations. It's just people everywhere. And you just can't find nowhere to sit. So you got to walk around 20, 30 minutes. Find somewhere to sit. Long story short, you got to get your ass up on these cruises like 7 o'clock in the morning to go eat and get what you need. Because everybody gets up. It's like around 9, 10 o'clock. Everybody's out trying to eat breakfast. It's crowded. Dinner's different. People eat at all different times. But you got to eat because they shut the place down. The restaurants close like at 10 o'clock. There's nowhere to eat late night. Now I know YouTube user. Tell me your experience on Carnival. Did they have food 24 hours a day? Royal Caribbean, they do have food 24 hours a day, but it's pizza. Grown people don't want pizza 12, 11 o'clock at night. I'm sorry, I don't want no pizza. I want something else. I want something better than that. So they didn't have food 24 hours a day. They didn't really have food when I got on the boat. You get on the boat at 4 o'clock. You can't really eat till 5:30. So you got to eat before you get on the boat. Man, look, like I said, I'm here complaining, but I had a decent time. Now everybody I was with was cool, but the whole cruise experience and getting charged for everything was not a fun experience. Went to the nightclub, didn't tell you got to pay for that. I got my bill, got charged $10 to go in the nightclub. I wasn't expecting to pay $10 to go in the nightclub. They don't tell you that. You gotta read all the little fine print on these damn cruises. They got all kind of stuff they charge you for. Here's the kicker. How much you think Wi-Fi is? Do you think Wi-Fi? How much you think Wi-Fi is? You need to get on an airplane. You're on a plane 4 hours, 5 hours, $14.99. The cruise is 40. No, the cruise was $28 a day, and you have to get it for the entirety of the cruise. You can't say, well, you know what? First day out here, I don't need it. I'm gonna get it tomorrow. No, you got to buy for the entire. If you got a 3-day cruise, you got to buy it for 3 days. If you got a 7-day cruise, you got to buy it for 7 days. It gets to be over $100. Yeah, it's $28 a day. I think it was going to be between for me and my fiance, for both of us, it was going to be about $100 for Wi-Fi. I'm like, I'm not paying for that. I can go pay Roman when I get to the Bahamas because that's where we went. I can pay that $10 and post and do everything while I'm here and get back on the boat. And people are asleep at night. Nobody's looking at your posts anyway. So I think that's a hustle and a scam, making you pay for Wi-Fi. I'm like, damn, I didn't really enjoy that. So I'm over there, trying to posting my stories. I can't because I don't want to pay, and I wasn't going to pay for that. And another thing they did was in your app, you have to pay for internet service to sign up for all the events. So you want to go to a comedy show, you want to go to one of the aqua show, all that stuff. You got to pay for the app. They hit me upside the head, man. Oh man, the nightclub was free. Carnival had food all day. Royal Caribbean ain't doing that. So I watched a whole bunch of YouTube. Come like, look, man, I did all my research because some people, they just cruise. They got YouTube channels and all they talk about is cruising. Royal Caribbean is this. We want the upsell. We want you to pay for all the extras. That's their thing. Carnival, all that stuff is included. Carnival is a boat for more. It's a more affordable boat. Royal Caribbean is a little more pricey. People who want to spend a little more money, like for retired people and people who want a little more elegance, stuff like that. Now they got bigger boats and all that good stuff, but I wouldn't say it's the best. Now the drink package. So there was this lady on the boat. She was a diamond member. She's like, oh, I'm a diamond member. What does that get me? Got her 4 drinks. She got 4 drinks for the day, and everything else she had to pay for. Drinks on Royal Caribbean between $12 and like $14. They can probably get up to $18. Stuff is expensive. So if you don't have the drink package, your bill is going to be crazy. Plus the gratuity. You're still paying gratuity on all this stuff. So the drink package was running us about $60 a day. So it's about 6, 12, 180. Yeah, about 180. About 180. Pay about 180 to drink for 3 days. The drinks, they're okay. Most of them guys aren't bartenders. When you go up to the top of the boat where they got all the pool decks and everybody's partying, them people can't mix no drinks. They just throwing stuff together. It looks like they mixing pancake syrup. Thick. Where you got real bars with real bartenders. That's where you get your drinks because they got a drink. But everywhere else it was trash, garbage. So I didn't really feel like the drink package was worth the money. Can you drink all you want? Yes. Are the drinks good? You had unlimited drinks and all the drinks were good. When the last time you had open bar outside of a wedding? Because usually at a wedding the drinks are good. The drinks are always good at an open bar at a wedding. But on the cruise ship, look, you paying all this money for the drinks. Some of the drinks are trash. I got a Thai. My Thai tastes like cough syrup. I'm like, what is this, cherry cough syrup? Take this shit back. I didn't like that. And then here's what they don't do. Audio going in and out a little bit. Audio going out in a little bit. Okay. Audio. My stuff right. Let me make sure I get it right. and it's basement type alcohol. You damn right it's type alcohol. I didn't know that's very important to point out because look, they don't have a list of drinks of everything you can get. I like Red Label. Johnny Walker Red Label is my thing. They didn't have it. They had black. I don't drink that. So I couldn't even get everything I wanted. I was only drinking like 4 drinks for all 3 days because some of that stuff was nasty. I'm not drinking all this. So hopefully the audio is a little better here. Thank you, GK, for pointing that out. Um, but the drinks weren't great. They only give you one drink at a time and you can't get doubles. So you're like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get a double so I don't have to keep coming back. Nope, you only get one drink at a time, and you got to make sure you got your drink card. They will not talk to you unless you got your damn C pass. The C pass is how you do everything. So that's how to keep track of how much you're spending and all that stuff on the C pass. So the drink package, yes, they sell you unlimited drinks. Are they good? Not really. There's 2 bars. I only visited 2 bars on the boat because those are the only people that really know how to make my drinks. So if I'm on the top deck and I got thirsty, I went all the way back down to deck 5 to get my drink and head back up because that's the only way they can do it. What that end up doing? Sitting there. Oh man, the line's going to be longer than you. Oh man. So yeah. Oh. So yeah, that see, that's one thing about the really when they show you the commercials and all that stuff, they don't tell you about the lines. You gotta wait in line to get a drink. And you're gonna end up walking off because like, I don't wanna wait here. I'm gonna go somewhere else and get a drink. You spend like 20 minutes walking around to find a bar to get a drink. That is so true. The lines are long and you gotta wait. And then like I said, you can only get one drink at a time. So you got it was usually when I go to a bar, I get like 2 drinks, so I don't have to come right back. Not here. You got to get one drink at a time. You might as well chug that one and get another one right there so you can take your time and not have to come right back. So that's true. Them lines are long and it's just some people are rude too. I had one guy kind of bumping me. I'm on a cruise trying to be nice, but I was like, hey man, give me a little space, baby. Because I'm sitting at the bar. He kind of hovering over me. Nobody likes nobody hovering over you like a little kid. That don't make you feel good. So on unlimited drinks, but they're not. You can't get food whenever you want. And let me see, what else would they do? Oh, get off the boat. So when you get off the boat, gotta pay for everything. You got the food on the boat, and you can go do the day trip and walk around the island. You gotta pay for all of it. I'm not paying for none of this. I got all that stuff on the boat. So I'm like, nah, let me make sure I eat and drink before I get off the boat. So I don't want to, have anything. I'm getting some drinks. Yes, but it's like I said, it's lines all over the place, and it's you can't really get to everything. So I'm like, ugh, it's just people all over the place. So what did I learn to do? What did I learn to do when I was getting off the boat? When everybody else got off the boat, I got back on the boat so I can do all the activities. I said, everybody's gone. Let me jump on all the activities. They opened the activities about probably an hour after everybody get off the boat. So everybody got off the boat. I did all my activities. And I was good. I'm like, I'm straight. There's nothing else I want to do. What I move is static. Oh, that's because the cord is on here. I got to bring my own sound, but it's all good. Appreciate y'all bearing me with the sound. When I got off the boat, it was just lines all over the place. I'm like, damn. I just got back on the boat, put it out, did my activities, and I was straight. So, long story short, is cruising for me? Not really. You spend a whole lot of money. It's a lot of people with their kids. When you go to some of these places, you're not gonna see any kids. The kids gotta go to bed. The kids gotta leave around midnight. So, but around things wrapping up, people are already into what they're into around midnight. What excursions did I do? I didn't do. Here's why I didn't do any excursions, because I'm spoiled. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Panama. I've been to Costa Rica. I didn't. Oh, okay. I'm lying. I did. I rock climb. I did rock climb. I did rock climb. I did do rock climbing. But I felt weird because I was the only adult doing it. It was only kids rock climbing. So I was like, ugh. I felt a little creepy. Just rock climbing by myself. Mike's cutting in and out. Okay. Let me see. Let me see. Let me know, is that better? Hopefully that's better. You got to pay for the expensive cruise and be a kid-free cruise. Yeah, I didn't have any kids, but a lot of people had a lot of kids. I did rock climb. I didn't zip line it. Zip lining only took like 20 seconds, and I realized somebody was there in front of me. It took longer to put the equipment on than it took to zip line. So I'm like, I'm not doing the zip lining. So I skipped on the zip lining. The excursions, you got to pay for all that stuff. You got to pay for all that. Your mic is cutting in and out. Hopefully my mic is straight and sounds better right now. But you got to pay for all that stuff. Listen, cruisers gonna shake all your money out you, man. You're not getting off a cruise for you're not getting. I don't think you can cruise for under $1,000. It's not happening with all the extras. I don't see you going to get on a cruise for under $1,000. I just don't see how you do it. And I was only there 3 days. Oh, they're in the kids, the ones with you know what I mean. The kids with no kids, those with kids are expensive. I got to get on Carnival. So you know what? I got to get on Carnival and see what Carnival's about because I heard Carnival is the party boat. That's where it all goes down. I got to get on Carnival. Probably not gonna do Royal again because look, you can't eat 24 hours a day. Look, I got on the cruise to eat and drink and have fun. I had a little fun, but the food wasn't available all day, and that kind of pissed me off. I'm like, look, you on here 3 days stuck. You can't get anything to eat between 4 and 5. You can't get anything to eat after 10 o'clock. So that wasn't my thing. I wasn't really happy about that. But overall, if you haven't done a cruise, you should do it. The boats look like cities. The boat is amazing. All kind of stuff on the boat. Boat's real pretty. They got a casino on the boat. I did go lose a little bit of my money on the casino. I can't help myself. I had to gamble a little bit. But the casino's nice. But what they do have on the boat, they got a tutorial. So if you don't know how to gamble, you can go early, like 4 o'clock. They'll teach you how to gamble, so they can just come take your money later. But it's really cool because they teach you blackjack. They taught us craps. I mean, I know how to play craps already, but I didn't know how to play blackjack, and I didn't know how to play roulette. So I know how to play those now, and I lost money on both of those. So that's what happens. All good. But look, all right. But yeah, this cruise stuff is cool, man. I think now here's what I would say. If you're going to do like a big group trip with family, kids, best way to do it. I went to Puerto Rico with my family, and it was a little harder because, you got to move a group of people around. On a cruise, everybody can do their own thing. Look, we're going to meet for dinner. We're going to meet for a couple of activities, and we'll see you later. And that's cool. So honestly, if I was going to do a big group of people, family, people who are a little older, can't do anything, I think a cruise would be great. I think if you're going to do a cruise and y'all want to really party, probably get on a Carnival cruise. I don't know about that because I haven't done that yet. But I do think cruises are good for groups because, everything's controlled. You know how much you're going to pay for stuff or not. You got to look at all the extras. But one thing is everybody's in one place. You can all leave on the boat. You go, do your beach day, do all that stuff. But all the activities are there for you. It's really hard to plan activities other places. Like, I don't know if you've done a family reunion lately, but it's really hard to plan that stuff on land. But on a cruise, you can have all that stuff planned. You can tell the cruise, hey, we're here for a family reunion. They'll set you up with all the activities, and you're straight. So, man, I'm working on a video. I'm going to have a video of all my cruise activities. I had one working right now. But it is not done downloading. So that's all good. But we're going to move on to the next segment because we have some interesting stuff happen today. So let's move on to our next segment, which is interesting news. So I thought this was pretty crazy. This was crazy. This guy, look, man, I don't know if y'all been reading about all these squatters out here, but the squatters are really getting smart. These people are real smart about what they're doing and how they're doing stuff. So we got a squatter, but this guy was a squatter in a hotel. Let's check this out. So a man paid $200.57 for one night at a famous NYC hotel. Then he lived there rent-free for years. Now he can go to jail. So what did this guy do? He booked one night stay at a hotel in 2018. He stayed and paid rent for 5 years. He didn't pay any rent. How did he do it? So there's a loophole in New York state law that says you can, if you're staying somewhere for X amount of days, you can claim a property and you can lease it to yourself. So he put it in the paper. Let me find this out. Damn. Registration code. Here it is right here. However, when Barreto requested a 6-month lease from the hotel, he was promptly evicted. No, that's too far down. So he requested a lease from the hotel. They didn't respond because the hotel doesn't give leases. So there's a loophole in the law. He went to court for this and it was binding. So they couldn't kick him out. He ended up getting kicked out because he wasn't paying rent. So they actually, the court did. Okay, here we go, right here. This law grants tenants who live in individual rooms within buildings prior to 1969 the right to request a lease. So he learned how to do that. So basically, he circumvented. He requested a lease, and the hotel didn't come to court, so they granted him a lease. However, within a lease, you have to pay rent. They didn't realize he wasn't paying rent for 5 years, so he was actually trying to. He was trying to get the hotel. He was trying to lease the hotel. Put himself down as a hotel owner. All kind of crazy stuff. I'll put the link in the bio so you can check this out. But the dude, he basically figured out how to lease a whole hotel room to himself. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how the hell you do that. But let me tell you something. These homeless people, they're pretty smart with the law. How is it that you don't have anywhere to stay? You don't have any money, but you can figure out how to move in somebody's place and stay there for 6 months. And they call the police and they end up going to jail because there's a lady in New York. She got arrested because she changed the locks because she has some squatters in a hotel. Now, in Florida has recently changed the law. So Florida has a new law that you can get the squatters out the same day. They have to show proof of lease. And if they don't, they're going to get arrested. Now, there's a whole thing with civil court that happens later, but Florida law, they did just pass a bill that says you can get squatters out the same day. And you don't have to spend all this money because it shouldn't be like that. Because I live in California and it's really difficult to get these squatters out of your place. And it shouldn't be like that because we got a lot of homelessness out in California and you shouldn't be stuck in there. You're doing very well. Thank you, Mr. Hall. My dad is watching. That's awesome. So you shouldn't be stuck. You shouldn't be stuck in some of these places because if you leave your place unattended, somebody shouldn't be able to move in there and you have to fight to get them kicked out. They can tear up the place. You got to pay all this money to get it fixed. That's awful. So, I'm glad state of Florida did something about that because they needed to do something about the law. Because if you own a home, you shouldn't have people in there tearing up your place and you got to go to court, spend more money to get them kicked out. People in there doing drugs and all that stuff. Now there's a guy in California. I got to find an article for you. There's a guy in California. He's the He's the squatter. He's like calls himself like the let me find this guy really quick for you. He gets rid of all the squatters in California. What he does, he charges like $10,000. What he does is if you are the landowner, he assesses, he walks around, scopes the place out, make sure it's decent, nothing crazy is going on. As the owner of the property, he'll get you to lease it to him. He's going to move in there with the squatter. And then once he does, he goes in there, he puts up cameras, and then he starts watching them. And then eventually he changes the locks. So he moves into this place and he lives with the squad. That's wild, right? Wild stuff. Now he doesn't do it with everybody. He does his minimum's 10,000. Come on, somebody moving in there, they're gonna charge you a lot of money. Minimum's 10,000, but he does do that, and I thought that was the wildest thing. So if you need somebody to come in there, he's like the Ghostbusters of squatters. He gonna get your ass kicked out of there. He's not gonna play that. So I thought that was wild, but that's a good way to make some money. Move in there with squatters to get him out. I gotta find his name, but that's crazy. He was on the news recently, and it seems to be working. He's making a decent amount of money doing it. Next, New York. Let me tell you. So I don't know if you know what's going on. New York, they got congestion pricing. What they're about to start doing is charging people $15 to come into Manhattan. Just imagine wherever you live, out of Chicago, LA, Miami, wherever you live, even if you live in a small town, doesn't matter. If you come in the city limits, you got to pay $15. That's outrageous everywhere in the world. And you don't even ride the train. This is the people who are riding the train, the MTA. The train, the city train is raising money with people who drive cars. How is that possible? So they have this new congestion tax. You come into Manhattan between a certain amount of hours, they're going to charge you $15. I think it varies. It's not just 15 flat. It can go up and down. Anyway, the governor of New York, she orders MTA to stand down over the New York City Marathon because what they're trying to do, the MTA is trying to charge the organization that hosts the marathon $750,000 because they have to close the bridge. So while the bridge is closed, the MTA can't make any money. They're saying you're going to have to pay us for that. Now, in the past, they were giving them like $200,000. But since they got this new toll, congestion toll, they're trying to get tough, put their chest out there and demand all this money. The governor stepped in and said, no, the hell, you're not going to do that. So they cut that out. And the MTA, now, because reason why I care about this, because I go to New York pretty often, and New York's already pretty expensive to get around. And for them to do this for the marathon is out of pocket. MTA, I don't know if you've been down there. The subways are trash. They got rats all over the place. You got people sleep down there. If you look between the tracks, it's the closest thing to hell you're going to get to. It don't look good down there, okay? It's awful. You might as well wear some shades when you're down there in the New York subway because it looks that bad. It's really nasty. It's really nasty. But, hey, they're trying to raise money for it. Are they going to save any money? Are they going to do anything about it? Probably not. It's trash. It looks really bad. So, I don't know. They're getting out of pocket, and this is probably going to spread to other cities. Chicago has a subway. D.C., Boston, our subway LA subway don't even work halfway right, so that's not going to happen to us. But they're trying to charge us all this extra money. It's getting crazy out there. So, man, be careful. But wrap it up. Bring it on home. Cruises. Should you cruise? Should you spend money on the cruise? If you got a big family, you're trying to do some group stuff, yes. If you just want to go on a cruise and see what it's about, do it. Don't take my word for it. You might like it because I travel all over the place. I be getting on these long 10, 12-hour flights to go places. But when I get there, it's super cheap. Cruise, you're going to pay. You're going to get what you pay for. But it's still a good time. The boat is amazing. A lot of good food. And there's different cruises out there. So I got on one boat. You got to get on a different type of boat and figure out what's going on over there. So don't just take my word for it. I'm not bashing cruises. I'm just saying they was a little expensive for my taste. And there are a lot of hidden costs, and I didn't really enjoy that. Would I do it again? Probably so, but just not no time soon, and I'll probably go out with Carnival. But I would encourage you to see if you can find a deal or something. Don't just go out there and spend all your money. That is ridiculous. If you're still watching, I thank you. I appreciate you watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, please, and head over to cheapnotbroke.com. We got shirts, we got merch, hats, mugs. No, we don't have any mugs, but we got hats. We got all the summer gear coming. I got new shirts coming because I know it's summertime. It's hot. You don't want to wear a black shirt during the summer. So I got those things coming for you, and got a whole lot of new stuff coming. Season 5 of the podcast is on the way. I'm getting ready to go back in and tape that. If you got anybody you think I should, if you have anybody I think I should be on a live that's interesting, drop a comment and let me know. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I thank you all for the comments tonight. And I'm glad the audio is doing better. And thank you all for chiming in and letting me know that the audio is doing better. And I want to apologize again from Monday. The audio was trash, and you guys all stuck in there with me. And that is very much appreciated. Thank you all for that. So this has been another episode of Cheap Not Broke. Unfortunately, we didn't have our guest tonight, but that doesn't mean we're going to stop the show. We're going to keep it rolling. We're back at it on Monday. It's a regular scheduled time. And I'm going to be dropping some more shorts. And look out for my cruise video. I break down everything I did on the cruise, my costs, all that stuff, and just look for it. It's going to be a great video. So please, I thank you all for watching the content, riding with me, rocking with me. Also, please hit that super chat. Super chat is very important. If you want to donate to the super chat, that's very much appreciated. Anything you want to donate to the Cash App is very much appreciated. But you just coming in and watching is also very much appreciated. Stay cheap, not broke. Follow me on Instagram. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. See you next time.